Now I am in the building, as you can see, live, special guest, Kae Fields in here. And thanks for stopping through, Kae Fields, one time.
No problem.
What's been going on?
Just everything, man. Just everything. Work, music.
Yeah. So
like
we haven't had a chance to chop it up in quite some time. I'm gonna say.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been a couple of station changes for me, and some changes for you as well. So I want to get into that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But for people that don't know, so where did you grow up?
West Baltimore, McMacken Division.
Okay, shout out. So I always mess this up. So you say McMacken.
Yeah, McMacken.
I thought it was McMeekin.
No, it's not McMeekin.
And so sometimes I say McMeekin and people don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So that's why.
It's McMacken.
Okay,
McMacken.
So it's McMacken.
It's actually pronounced McMecken.
McMacken.
Yeah,
okay.
McMacken.
Yeah, I had it all screwed up. So so was it a lot of music going on like in your household coming up?
Yeah, definitely. From the old school to the new school, and listening to the records that my aunt played.
Okay.
And my mother. And
so she was. What was she playing?
Gladys Knight.
Okay, like the soulful.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah. Okay.
Boys to Men.
And so you were a fan of music.
Always.
So how did you know that you wanted to get into the hip hop as a performer?
Like when I really started taking it serious is when the house burned down, and then my aunt passed away. So it was like I had to do something because I was just frustrated and it was a lot going on. So I had to do something to fill that void, and music was always it for me. And I was just like, I'm gonna go full force with it.
So I mean, I guess I don't want you to be snitching on yourself, but were you into the street side of things?
Of course.
So how did your what's the word I want to say? How did your cold street fellows respond to you wanting to rap?
I mean, we was all rapping together. It was
so the hood.
It was people in the hood. So, okay. But when they really started seeing me taking it serious, they was like, shorty, do your thing. Like, we support you.
Yeah.
And that's where division came. Division came from that, from me taking it serious and really pursuing music.
Right. So coming up in Baltimore, this is a tough time for music. It's a tough time for anything.
Right.
How difficult was it for you to get off of like the hood and kind of move around the city with your music?
It really wasn't that difficult. Because at the time, the team that I had got with, which was Varsity, they had already had like a presence in like the Baltimore music scene.
Right.
At that time, it was like still growing, but once we all came together and meshed, like it really got big. So it really wasn't like as hard as it wasn't hard for me as it is for a lot of other artists that's coming, coming up. It was pretty, like, that transition was pretty smooth.
It's a good segue into Varsity. I remember when they first came up, the team came up on my radar. To me, I was completely blindsided. I'm usually not. I usually have my finger on the pulse of everything.
Antennas.
Yeah, everything going on. I've been in this game in this city heavy since '95. So I've mixed at every club, all the radio stations, like I'm usually on point, but I did not see Varsity coming. It's kind of like it's like what?
Yeah, where they come from?
How did you connect with Varsity?
Well, I had just came home. I was in one of those places.
Yeah.
But the first video I saw was E from the Wick video. It was the Goons video. Correct. I was like, oh, he's saying something. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't really paying no mind. So, but as I would scroll down the timeline, it'd be E from the Wick. Then JD started making her move, and she had inboxed me. I known JD for over 20-25 years. She inboxed me like, bro, you still trying to do it? I'm like, nah, get out. No, but I'll support, no problem. So I think it was the Queen of the Mic. And right before the Queen of the Mic, I had recorded a verse with JD and one of her other partners, which was the Polo song. And then from there, it was just like, hey, I met with Varsity. He was like, listen, I need to hear you on something else. I really want you to kill it. And then, we're going to go from there. So when Hustle Hard, when Hustle Hard was hitting the streets crazy, Ace Hood record, we did the remix. I put my verse on and it was Varsity from there.
So it's ups and downs with being with a team, with a high profile team.
Right.
I guess let's talk about some of the ups and downs. What was some of the ups of being with a team, a high profile team?
The ups was, free club, drinks, partying, the women, the popularity, especially like social media, like, locally. And then, the downs was part of like mismanagement, I guess, slipping on a project or not pushing a project as much as you pushed another project because of the hype. Other than that, we all went through our thing with, Varsity, as men, we separated and parted ways, but I still talk to D to this day. Like I talk to D till this day, and he give me a little insight here, what to do, what not to do. I keep it moving. But as far as like being with a team, again, I don't think that's a fit for a solo artist unless you're actually in a group.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I always think it's strength in numbers. I've managed a lot of artists. I run a record label myself.
Right.
I know how difficult it is dealing with artists, and competition can develop amongst artists, and I think people can become frustrated because they may feel this one is pushed more than this one, or vice versa, and that can come if you don't have enough people on deck to be able to focus on that. I mean, I understand.
At that time, it was just one manager. It was just Varsity. So when he decided to put a management team together, it was just pretty much like it's too late.
It's too late.
So I mean, like you said, you've managed, you've ran companies, so you know where it comes to at a point in time. So.
Yeah, definitely. But like you said, it's good that you can still be able to have conversations.
Yeah, definitely.
And all of that. So so you were like everywhere, and then you kind of fell back a little bit.
It was a lot of like personal stuff going on that got publicly, put out there. So
I saw that.
It was,
but see, I don't look at that as a bad thing.
No. I could have capitalized on it, but
You should have.
I should have. Right. A lot of people told me I should have, but I just felt like, at that time it was like what I was trying to do.
It's personal.
Right. And then what I was trying to do as far as my company was build my company. So I don't want to act like an ass on social media, and then, people who's trying to follow me and follow the things that I've done, like what kind of role model would I be to them if I'm, sometimes I did go back, but I wanted to go in more, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to go in more, but.
So I guess, everybody doesn't know exactly what we're talking about. So I guess to be a little, we can be a little vague with it, but I'm just saying, so you had some back and forth with, on a personal nature. And so y'all going back and forth as far as like posts or comments and this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Where is that stand now?
I mean, right now it's not getting no attention from me right now. So right now the situation is, even if it is being handled, it's not being handled by nobody in my camp. I could care less. And I'm focusing on what I should have been focusing on, and that's the music.
And I guess you kind of answered it, but like, what did you learn from that personal situation?
Never go there.
Okay.
Never go there.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. So it was a learning experience for you.
Very much.
All right. So that's what caused you to kind of fall back a little bit.
Yeah. And then, at the time, the management didn't play as part. So it was just like you gotta watch everybody. Like who you gonna trust at that point? So you can't trust everybody.
Yeah.
So and these were people who swore to God to me, you know, I got you. And then allowed a lot of the stuff to happen for personal gain and, you know, personal preference and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over.
Yeah.
God good, you know.
Yeah. I got you. And so it's like, I mean, because you were building a good buzz.
It was making
some out of town moves.
It was awesome.
And that kind of
Kae
stuff.
Slay.
Right.
Straight Stunting Magazine. I was in over 55 federal prisons. As far as like the magazine, it was
a lot of
actually
ass.
It was
a lot of ass in that magazine.
And it was bi-coastal. It was California, it was New York. So it like the buzz was crazy. It was, we was there, you know what I mean? Like weeks away from a meeting with E1 Records or E1
Music. Yeah.
E1 Music. Yeah. So I know what my potential is because of, you know, the music that I put out.
So where we at? So what brought you like back to the wanting this again? I mean, because you do understand that with this public thing with music, with being out there, the good and the bad can come.
Yeah. Now I've grown. I know. So you know you're not gonna be able to hide. You know, personal. You pretty much when you're an artist, you're nothing but a platform. People gonna read. They're gonna comment. They're gonna pretty much be in your business. But now I know how to definitely handle it better.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna get ignorant of it this time. Like you're not gonna swing on me this time.
Yeah. I got you. And so the new I understand what you're saying, but then it really hit me. Okay.
Right.
So you got a new project coming.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about that.
This one more focused. Better music, truth. Pretty much what I was going through in the past is, you know, you're gonna hear it. You know, I'm gonna address it like I'm gonna really address it, and then I think like maybe 3 records and then move on from it. Okay.
When is that coming?
We're shooting for August.
Okay.
We're shooting for August.
All right. So you know, somebody that's never heard Kae Fields before.
Wow.
How would you describe Kae Fields?
Raw, versatile, up front, ladies, man. You know, just
shout out to you.
Just me.
He owned it. Yeah. So you know, as far as who you listen to,
right?
Who do you listen to aside from yourself?
Oh man, Brian McKnight, Neo, Boyz II Men, Jay-Z, Rakim, like just good music. As long as I know if I'm staying in that good music vibe, you're gonna get the same thing from me. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't listen to what's going on now. Like if I'm in a club setting or lounge setting, of course they're gonna play it, but in the personal vehicle, that's what's in the CD player.
Okay, I'm a little surprised at that. As far as the you know, you mentioned some of the Baltimore stuff. So as far as the some of the Baltimore artists,
right?
What is your vibe on the current generation?
Oh man, they doing their thing, man. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing. Like I definitely, when they post the video, I watch it. You know, and you know, I figure what they doing is they're just doing for what the time is calling for.
Right.
So you can't get mad at the music that they making. They making it. You know, they putting themselves up there. They displaying their talent. So you got to give it up to them. You have to. If you don't, you just hating. Period. But shout out to everybody, man. I love what the city doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's the quality of music has increased.
A whole lot better.
It's gotten a whole lot better.
A whole lot better.
And so
they spending money. They believe in themselves. They believe in themselves. You know, before you'd be like, man, rink-a-dink videos, and look, this is not mastered. This is not MP3. This is an MP4. This is a weight. Right? You remember how we were sending music. So right now, like somebody putting them on track, and somebody telling them, you know, if it don't sound like this, you ain't gonna get no play. And they really spending money, man. So it's beautiful.
As we are doing this episode, the latest trial in the Freddie Gray debacle has gone down. So this another officer has been found
not guilty, right?
Not guilty.
Right.
Like, what are your thoughts on that? Any officers going to be convicted of anything?
The family got $6 million.
That's true.
You really, at this point, you really can't stress on a guilty plea. You know, the family got $6 million. They pretty much said this is what your son was worth. The family took it. You know, like, to be honest, I don't think nobody but the driver is gonna get something. And what is he gonna get? Reckless, what? Endangerment, reckless, what? That's
I don't
6
think
months.
anybody's gonna get anything.
I mean, I'm thinking that, you know, somebody gonna get something, but you know, we can't go off and start F this, F that, and F12 because, you know, 6 officers may not get convicted. How many people people really believe somebody gonna get a conviction?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna be convicted. You know, I frequently say that the only person that's gonna get convicted of anything in this is gonna be Marilyn Mosby.
Wow.
Yeah.
For defamation, right?
Yeah, I think that those are the only cases that's going to stick. The defamation, they're going to get her on that because they're going to be found innocent. As to me, as crazy as that sounds,
it's very crazy.
She brought those charges, in my opinion, because she was trying to calm the city and she was trying to show that we serious about, you know, this stuff is going on.
Why didn't the mayor just go ahead and lock them up from jump? She could have stopped.
I mean, lock them up. You know, they got to be charged with something.
But, the thing is, the public wanted to see him in cuffs.
Yeah.
Had they saw that, you know, Baltimore would have never been on fire. You know, stores wouldn't have been looted.
Yeah.
You know, if she'd have done her job.
I mean, the thing about that is
you gonna save her? You saving her?
Yeah. Well, I like the mayor.
No,
I like the mayor. I think that the mayor.
She made a lot of bad decisions.
I think the mayor gets a bad rap. I think that she's a human. She can't control crime.
No,
she cannot. She has nothing to do with the murder being up or down. She doesn't.
I'm not agreeing with you.
She doesn't
I'm being
control
sarcastic.
that. She doesn't control that.
I'm being condescending.
I would say she's the mayor, just like President Obama doesn't control what people do as far as crime.
But she definitely could have done something at that point. She couldn't have.
Here's the thing.
Yes or no?
I'm gonna say what you're saying. She couldn't have done that. You know, I mean, you got to charge them.
Something investigation. Something.
They have to be formally charged, and I think that it's hard to convict police of anything because the police are powerful, right? The judge, so they got the bench trial. The judge and the police are cool. He's not really gonna convict his brother. That's his people. Not gonna convict
because of the oath.
Just because of the crooked system. The system's crooked, right?
No.
It is. System's crooked. So if you fight in a crooked system, you gotta understand if you're trying to operate within those rules, the rules is already rigged. The police that's suing the state's attorney for defamation that brought charges against them, to me, that's crazy. Because if that's the case, then anybody who's ever been convicted of or been accused of anything could technically sue and say
defamation.
Defamation. You know, especially people that's been found innocent, they can say defamation, but nobody's gonna be able to do that. Only the police are gonna be able to do that. It's a crooked system. So you know, I don't really know what the solution is, but we're not.
I mean, just don't ride. Just don't ride. You got to look at the family. The family got paid, man. You know.
But see, I don't even think it's about Freddie Gray anymore. I think that every situation is more so just another look at the police state. and the way that is. To me, Freddie Gray was a police brutality. I think that he was hurt before they put him in the van.
Definitely.
And the part that makes me most frustrated about the case is they're arguing, this happened. He didn't have a seatbelt on, blah, 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 blah. But the video, they put him in the car. He can't even walk.
In the back of the paddy wagon, I don't know if you ever been in the back of it, but the back of the paddy wagon, it's sectioned off. So, it's sectioned off so small to the point where there's no way he could do that to himself unless the driver was like really on some rolling over. The van would have to flip over like 48 times.
And then that's not what happened. And it wasn't even going that fast.
Not at all. So where did the injuries occur?
But see, this is the thing. It occurred before he was put in the car.
Right.
And then it occurred before he's put in the car. It took him 45 minutes to get somewhere that should have took him a couple minutes.
So it took him 45 minutes to get from there to Central Booking.
Correct. And they made plenty of stops.
So they must have been picking up okay.
Yeah. But my thing is that you and I both know from where they were, they could have been to Central Booking 15 minutes.
Not
on a long side.
Because once you get to 83,
right,
you're right there.
They'd have been there.
Yeah.
Had they done that, I think he would have still been alive.
Right.
And so they're not investigating the police brutality part of it, because that to me is the case. The 3 officers that was on the bikes, those are the ones that really should be charged to me, because they were the ones that chased them, caught them, and was dragging him into the car.
So have any of them been on trial yet?
Those trials haven't come yet, but they're not gonna. Those are because their whole thing is the injuries happen within the van, because they don't want the police brutality part.
Right.
They just want the negligent part, which they're not going to be able to prove.
So the negligence would come from the driver? Yeah.
Technically, I guess the driver
who probably never got out of the van.
When they make the stops, right? Just right. So they make the stops. You put other people in. They said he wasn't responsive. This or that. Whatever. And
somebody in the van beat him
but
up.
it's hard to prove that part. You can't really prove
handcuffed behind their back though. So somebody in the van was like, "Oh, I'm beefing with Freddie Gray. I can get him now." But it's a big cage in the middle, and then every part is sectioned off. So
it's like insulting people's intelligence. To me, only thing we doing is setting up for another bigger case. Like each case gets a little bit more, and it's a little bit more. And Baltimore wasn't as bad as Ferguson from the standpoint of the amount of people that was out, but more things happened here. You know what I mean?
They came down and helped.
Wow. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I think the next issue, because police are going to be more bold than they already are. After this is all over with, they're going to be even more bold. Another situation is going to happen. And
because they're going to feel like they got some.
It may not be here. It may be somewhere else, but you know what I mean?
Well, I would like to see something happen in Baltimore County.
I wouldn't. I don't want it to be in Baltimore. I want it to be somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Because we overdo stuff.
Yeah.
We overdo. It need to be take it out west, like you know what I mean.
Oh, in California?
No, it's too. No,
that's too far.
They're kind of crazy out there.
Chicago?
Now, Chicago is probably where it should happen.
Them boys play for
keeps. Yeah, because they
shot down.
So let's get back to the music for a minute. The next music video you're gonna do is what?
It's a toss up in between. Boy, I gotta redo So in Love. Like
you're gonna redo it, like a remix?
No, like just redo it. Like no, not shoot the video, but redo the song, like as far as vocals and everything, because it was recorded fast. If I want to say that, because they was trying to put the song out. It's a toss up between that and Oh Lord right now, and that's like within a matter of like 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
How important has the internet been to your musical movement?
Oh man, very important. It's been lovely. People share, people like, people comment, because of social media, people come out to shows, they buy shirts, hats. That's when people love you. When they like you, of course they, share your video, like a comment, but when they love you, they start spending their money. So I was building a decent fan base, you know, and I want to apologize to them because, you know, I never should have backed off, but you know, some people, I should have did the Chris Brown thing, you know.
Put on the funny glasses and
no, man. He was like FAME.
Well, yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what I should have done.
His hair was blown when he said that.
Yeah, but he might have went through a lot, but he never stopped putting out music. Like I don't remember him.
It got rough though.
It got rough.
Them first couple songs after the Rihanna incident.
But that was maybe like 3 songs. It got rough for him, but he kept going.
He stayed steady.
Yeah. He kept going. So you got to respect him for that.
Yeah. He's done well for himself.
Yes, very, very, very.
R. Kelly was able to bounce back.
Yeah,
for a time. I think R. Kelly's a little bit,
and that's when I was starting to think about, like, you know, it was people in worse positions,
way worse,
you know,
way worse. So as far as social media and the internet and all that, how can people stay up with you?
You can still contact me on Facebook, Kae Fields. I am Kae Fields on Twitter, Kae Fields 867 on IG. I'm not on Snapchat yet, but
you're thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
Before I let you go,
YouTube and all that.
Oh yeah.
Kae Fields TV. Definitely. It's like 15 videos on it. So I pay for all of them. Let's get this straight right now. Let's get this straight right now. All the studio time, all the mixing, I pay for everything. Nobody paid nothing for me. I never had no handouts coming in this game. I pay for every video, every studio session, makeup, wardrobe, whatever. It came out of my pocket, the left pocket. Always the left pocket. No pennies in it. I hate pennies.
We talked about this before we came on.